was homeless. So I kind of decided to like ask for help, and that's how I found out about all the resources, and North Haven practically took me under their wing. I do have two children, and once my oldest was just like, Mom, this is what you have to do. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice, and my 16-year-old told me to my face like, this, Mom, I don't want you to drink anymore. That's kind of like a smack in the face of reality. My experience here, when I'm telling you, it feels like it was a 360 of my life. As soon as I walked in the facility, I actually got greeted by my recruiter, who actually works the front desk here. And I was just like a blessing in disguise, because I was like, that's crazy. Last time I seen you was when you signed me up, like almost 14, 15 years ago. And it was one of those things where I was just like, I felt safe immediately. Like, I didn't care about what I was going through before. Like, I always knew that I was in good arms, especially with the staff that helped me. I got referred here through Jill. She's awesome. She was working along with the New Jersey Reentry Program. They have like their Veterans Division. And she was just like, we're here to help you. You just honestly have to ask for help. And that's basically what it comes down to. Like, I feel like a lot of soldiers, mind you, I got out the military in 2015, and I could have used this resource many, many years ago. And, put pride aside, like, I heard about the program before a couple of months back, and I was just like, I was kind of like hesitant. Like, first, you don't want to admit that there is an issue, especially like my main issue is my drug of choice is alcohol, and not a lot of people think that it's a big deal. But then, look down at my military career and my personal life, all my problems involved alcohol. I actually was referred here through New Jersey Reentry Program. Unfortunately, I had some troubles with the law, and I was over in central Massachusetts through Soldier On, which was another transitional housing, and I ended up moving to Virginia. I was going to start life all over, and going to the VA over there. Unfortunately, I found out that there was a warrant out for my arrest for failure to appear in court in New Jersey. So immediately my first thing was like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? Do I take care of my legal matters here in Virginia? It affected my future employment situation, trying to work for the VA or any federal employment, because I did used to have a federal job before. So from Virginia, I had to go to New Jersey or come back to New Jersey and surrender myself. And I got the warrant restricted off. And after my court was done, I decided to stay in New Jersey instead of returning back to Massachusetts and starting my life all over. It wasn't necessarily hard asking for help. It was more so trying to figure out what was my next step. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in New Jersey or if I wanted to go elsewhere. So once I decided, I kind of did like the pros and cons of my life. I was a little bit traumatized with the whole, warrant out for my arrest and, kind of being like not being able to travel and stuff like that. So the realization for me of like where I really needed help was just like, I was like, this is always happening. Like, not necessarily like to me specifically, but in my head I was just like, I feel like every time I move forward in life, I ended up backwards, I get out the service in like 2015, and then next thing you know, it's like, I thought I was going to be a lifer, and then it's like I get in trouble with the law, and then it's like, the military's always been there to, to help me. And unfortunately, like once this happened, I was just like, I could always go back and count on military personnel. And once I found out what the resources available, I was just like, I'm on board. And especially even with recovery, people, places, and things is huge. So with that being said, I feel like if I now have the tools to succeed. Like, I feel like after this, I kind of have no reason to fail in life. Especially when there's people who actually know me here. So it's like, well, we're actually, you know, not for nothing, but we're not going to steer you wrong this Well, my short-term goal is I want to get back to driving, obtain my driver's license. My long-term goal is I would like to get back, and I was told that they have, I believe it's peer counseling. So I feel like that would be great for me. You know, I like to talk, I enjoy helping others, but at the same time, I feel like just seeing the staff here in the 24 hours that I've been here, I didn't realize most of the staff here actually been through the program. So I was like, what? There's hope for me. Like, you know, immediately I was just like, not that I denied anything that was going on, but I was like, I felt that I was at my worst, maybe like 10 years back, where in my head I'm like, you know, I'm not going through addiction, or this is not an issue, or, you know, I didn't finish school because of this and I didn't do that. So I just feel like now I'm given a chance of free schooling, doing something in my field. I'm surrounded by people that I know and trust. And on top of that, the only thing I have to do is wake up and go out and just let someone know this is what I'm trying to do. So I feel like without ambition, nothing won't be possible. Yes, my advice to fellow veterans is, unfortunately, you have to speak up. And I say that because I got out the service 2015. We're now in 2023, and my first time going to the VA was maybe a year and a half ago. And not just for addiction, anything, you know, dental, vision. And I actually, you know, I was one of those homeless veterans out in the street where people were just like, you're too pretty, too young to be living in the streets. And I'm like, oh, trust me. There's a couple of bridges and, you know, hotel alleys with my name on it. You know, not very a proud moment, but my number one advice for veterans would be, you're not in the service no more. You got to suck it up and eat your pride and admit that you need help.